Hi, welcome back to Repairing Lawnmowers for Profit. Just thought I'd show you this here. I've actually just picked this up, this Mountfield SP534. It's running too fast. The guy's had the carburetor off and it's smelling of petrol, and it works but it's a bit tatty. Sorry, just while I was filming I've actually just had a message on my phone saying I've just actually sold the mower. So just give me a second. Yeah. Look, this actually just walk over here a second. This one here, this yellow and black one that I picked up the other night, that's actually just sold for £110. So I picked that up in Stillington in North Yorkshire. If you watched the previous video, I've actually just sold that. It's just come in now. Actually just sold that for £110. There you can see that now, it's focused in. So I paid, what did I pay for that? £50, £55? Double my money on that. I've just actually received that message while I was just starting to film for this, so that's a good sale, is that one. So I'm going to have a look at the carb on this, and it's not in really great nick yet, but it could be a potentially good mower. This had a lot of grass as well at the back of his house. It's obviously done quite a bit of work. The other thing that always really annoys me, really, to be honest, is these cables here. Frayed at the back when you get the drive cable. You can see it's never been on right. It's always been hooked round something else, or it should have gone underneath this part here, and it's just worn it away. If they'd have just, you know, taken it out and put it underneath, it'd have been okay. And it may have even hooked it up there because it's not pulling quite far enough to make the drive work, to be fair, rather than altering this here. But yeah, not a great engine, but a nice big mower, nice wide cut, and it's got the Mountfield branding on, which people like, of course. So I'm going to take a look at this one and service it up. It looks like he's never done anything with it by the state of the plug, to be honest, as most people don't. But I picked this one up this morning, Saturday morning. I've actually got another one to pick up tonight, which is in my local area as well. Just while I've quit filming there, I just had another look at my phone to see where the guy who bought the mower from. Actually, the guy who bought this mower tonight is virtually within 2 minutes away from the one I'm picking up, so I might as well deliver it for him, so I'll be delighted with that anyway. So it's not going to cost me anything, I'm going that way anyway. So that's another one to do anyway. I've got one to pick up tonight, we've got this one to sort out, and I've just made a good sale as well. So let's have a look at this SP534. Well, I've just had a bit of a better look at this Mountfield now. As I said before, it's going to want this cable replacing on here. And also it absolutely stinks of petrol. It's almost like it's just leaking straight out. I don't think the tank is split. Sometimes they do on these. The guy said he had actually had the carburetor off, but I filled it up and I actually can't get it started now. But I think what's happening is he's filling it up and using it, and when he turns it off, it's actually just leaking straight out of the carb. So every time he's using it, he's filling it up, which is why it smells so strong of petrol. So that needs sorting out. The cable needs sorting out. I'm going to have to try and replace that. It's leaking from somewhere, whether it's leaking from out the bottom of there or it's running down the side of it, I'm not sure. But either way, we're going to have to take this air filter cover off. We're going to have to have a proper look at this one. It's not on that adapter, right? And you see where the belts come off here? These belts will always come off because it's full of grass behind this box up here at the top. This is actually a guard to stop grass getting behind there, but that's absolutely full. I want to take that off, clear it out, and just see if we can make a start on repairing this. So potentially a good mower. I think until we take this air filter box off and have a look at this carb, we won't really know what's wrong with it. Right, so let's take this part off here. You have to take this actual air cover off. This is why these they aren't really that popular, these RV150 engines, because they're so much more finicky than the Briggs and Stratton ones. You can't just whip the carb off in a couple of bolts and have done. You've got to actually take all these parts out. And I can actually see petrol that's actually pouring in back through this carb, so there's something wrong with it. Whether the needle's not seated properly or not, I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look. Okay, the first thing I'm actually going to check on this is this bowl style carburetor underneath here. I'm not so sure that this is all tight at the bottom. I'm not sure if it's just leaking from there, so I'm going to put a spanner on these parts here and just tighten these up, just see if we can stop it leaking.
Gordon,
let's have a look. We'll pull this one out here. Just take this cover off here. There's actually a breather pipe there that comes off, and I've just missed one on the front here. There's a 10mm on here as well, so I'll take that one off. See if we can get it here. You can feel it actually all just pouring out the carburetor, just pouring backwards. So there's something not right in there. I'll bet that it's the needle's not seating correctly. It's pouring back. It was good actually. So I had a little bit of a chat with the guy, and at least he said I've had the carb off, and you know, I thought I knew what I was doing with it, so it gives me some idea. that he's actually been in here and done something that isn't quite right. So just take this off a little bit further. I'm just trying to do it without the carburetor all dropping down so I can see what I'm doing. Keep going. Let's get this out of here. It's coming out a long way, this one. Here we go. Let's take that off. Okay. Alright.
I'm sitting on my motorbike because it's all soaking.
Alright, I'm just watching this, see if it drips, David. So I think it's still leaking. So let's have a look in here then. You can actually see here, this is it's actually pouring back out through this carburetor. I don't think it's just leaking from the bottom. It's actually going all over the place. So I have to take this carb off. It's not actually a big job. You just unhook this top linkage here. We'll take it in the garage and we'll just take it apart from the bottom and have a quick look inside. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely running. I can see it running out the bottom of here, can't you? The question now is what's gone wrong with this carburetor. I've got it off. I'm going to take this ball off underneath and just have a look inside it because it's there's something wrong. It absolutely stinks of fuel out here. So I'm going to take the bottom off this and just have a quick look round. Okay, let's have a look at this and take this off here. Just put this on here. Just take this off. There's definitely something not right in here. Whether it's just the washer that's leaking or something like that, but let's take it off. Take that off. Don't want to lose any bits. So this washer don't look brilliant, to be honest. We'll just take this off here. We can see in there, can't we? What's this look like? Let's see if this is going up and down correctly. Yeah, actually, it all looks like it's. Actually, all looks like the needle's going up and down correctly. I'm not sure what it's put through here though. It looks like the pin. There's a pin here that normally goes through here. Can you see this one? There's normally a pin through here, and he's actually put a bit of metal through. He's actually put what looks like a staple through this hole. There should be a pin through there. Can you see that, mate? See that bit?
Yep.
And that's moving about. Now I'm just wondering if the ball. Yeah, if the ball. You can see here. So the ball's obviously the float. Sorry. In the ball is obviously going to whatever height it wants. Now, I'm not sure if that causes a problem. I can't imagine it being great. As you can see here, how much it's moving up and down now. If it's not stopping at the correct point, then you're going to get too much fuel in this carb, and of course it's going to overflow. So this guy's actually had this carb off. And all it takes to lose that part is for you to tip it like that, and this little pin falls out. So I'm going to get a pin out of another one, and I'm going to put a proper pin in this, and we'll put that back together. And I think that's the problem why this carburetor is actually leaking fuel. Okay, yeah. Lucky box of bits here. I've got a few spare bits in here. Not exactly sure if I've got exactly the same carb actually, to be honest. Let's just have a check. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is actually just take the balls off one of these two. I'm just going to put the pin in, make sure it's right. You can see obviously that this float is going to just go wherever it wants. There's no way that it's going to get set at a height. And if this float doesn't float at the right place, obviously this needle here isn't going to seat properly in the back here. Just try and move that out of the way a bit. See down the back here, I'm trying to point to this part here. This has to be set at a level, that's what lets the fuel in and out. And if this is just randomly jumping up and down wherever it wants, like this, look how much play there is in that, then the float's not going to know where it is, the actual needle's not going to be set properly. It's always really going to be at the bottom, letting more and more fuel in. So if it had not lost that part, he could have still had himself a good mower. But at least he's been fairly honest in his listing, saying he won't start again after he's stopped, and that's because all fuel's probably run out of it, and he knows he's had a mess about with it. So fair play to him for at least letting me know that. You can see here on this other carb, see this pin here that goes through, this actually holds this float at the correct height. You can see down here this little needle that sits in. You can't see it really from behind the plastic, it's just down here, but it actually sets the height of how much fuel's allowed into this carburetor to burn off. So I'm going to swap that pin out, and I'm going to put it on this part here. Right, so we're going to swap this part over here, buddy. I'll just pull this pin out of here. It's a bit stiff, is that actually? Let's just push it through. Let's try and get that one out. So I've got that one out, and I'm going to put that in here. Let's just get this, whatever this is in here out. I'll have to just get some pliers and just pull that out. Okay, David. So I'm going to actually pull this out of here now. Just get that out there. There's no way that's the correct part at all to be using. So I'll take that away. What I'm just going to do here, I'm just going to put this back through here. Hopefully this will still fit through this part here. I can get this in. It looks a little bit wide actually. I've got to make sure that it is the right part. If not, I'll have to try a different carburetor. Okay, so you can see here this pin does actually fit. Just needed a little bit of pushing in and out. It's just a bit dry. So now that's in, this float actually drops to a set height. See how it drops down? And it actually sets back up, so when it gets there and this actual needle stops, it actually seats and it stops letting fuel in. So that's working correctly. It all looks nice and tidy. I think I'll just actually unscrew this and clean this main jet out in here before I put it back on. I'm not going to go and service all the cars. I think it's okay apart from that, but I will clean this main jet out first and we'll pop that back on and just see if it works without leaking fuel. Okay, so I'm just going to bolt this back together. I'm going to go put this on and we'll give this mower a go. And I'm 100% certain really that this is the cause of the leaking fuel. Makes complete sense. We'll pop this back on and we might have a mower that doesn't smell of petrol.